The government have power over our chakras. We are controlled by our chakras. Okay, the root chakra. How does the root chakra control us? How do we die before our death and create rebirth? What do we have to do? The root chakra keeps us in fear. Keeps us in fear. If you don't pay your bills, you're going to be homeless. If every single person didn't pay their bills, they couldn't do nothing. But because everybody sees it as an individual, we're afraid of our current unique situation, not realizing that if everybody done the same thing, they have no power. So everybody's in fear. So fear is attached to the root chakra. If we release fear, stability, balance, they can't do shit. You know, then you've got the sacral chakra, which is our emotions. Our emotions, like I said about Adam and Eve, you know, our emotions are always manipulated. But at the same time about it, same thing, what I'm trying to say, sorry, is that they keep us living at our lowest state. Remember, they keep us living at our lowest state. Sacral chakra is low. It's like your emotions, you know, like someone getting emotional because you're telling them something that's right for them and they don't want to hear, so they get emotional. They're keeping us low. Then our solar plexus, they keep us addicted. If you're addicted to substances that are killing you, how can you have willpower? How can you have willpower to change, to die before your death if you are addicted to something that is killing? You can't even stop taking something that is killing you. The main purpose of life is to live, and you can't get yourself away from a product that is killing you. We could just stop there. Right? When you really think about it, we could just stop right there. Your willpower. Your willpower gives you the will to change, to rebirth, to transform. If you are addicted to things that are low in your vibration, that are destroying you, bad relationships, you know, addictions, how can you see if there's a bad spirit around you if you're doing something that's destroying you? But you're probably doing what is destroying you because of the bad spirit. But how can you see it if you haven't got willpower to stop what is killing you? Solar plexus. They keep us at our lower state. Then you could say like this now. The heart chakra. They didn't teach us about death. They didn't teach us about death. So when someone dies, we're left with grief. Grief is the opposite of what the heart is supposed to be. The heart's meant to be love. The opposite is grief. But then at the same time, like I said, the solar plexus, the opposite is shame. So when you're shame, your solar plexus can't be balanced because you're in shame. But let's just go to the heart, because I wanted to tell you that. So with the heart now, they didn't teach us about death. So because they didn't teach us about death, when someone dies, we're in grief. Like I said, they keep death unknown. And the reason why they keep death unknown, so they can keep you in grief. Because there is no such thing as death. But if they educated us about death, we would lose the fear of death. And if we lose the fear of death, then we would live our life different. We'll be so connected to the spirit, it'll be unreal. Even though the funny thing is this, is that we're connected to the spirit anyway, but we've been disconnected. It's like having intuition and you phone your friend and say, I know what you done, you know. And your friend says, no, I didn't do nothing. But because you're not sure of your intuition, you then disconnect from what you know is the truth. And then a week later, your friend goes, Raw, you know what, you was right what you said. But because he didn't agree with you, you disconnected from what you already knew to be the truth. So what I'm trying to go back and say now is that we disconnect from the truth because of grief. Think about that. They don't teach us about death. Because if we had no fear of death, we would live our life different. Because we would realize how connected life is to death. There is no such thing as death. There's only death of the flesh. The energy within you is what the flesh is. I am speaking this knowledge because of the energy within me. But when you see me, you're going to be like, oh, soul, kiss me and I love you, soul. You love the energy in me. You don't love what you see. It's the energy within me that makes what you see what it is. So all I'm trying to say is that they didn't teach us about death. So when somebody dies, we get left with grief. They keep us living in fear. But if they kept us in the knowing, we would have nothing to fear and we would live different than the throat chakra. Yeah? If we're in grief, if we're in fear, if we have no willpower, if we're emotional, what's going to come out of our mouths? Think about that. If we are in fear, which is the root chakra, if we are emotional, which is the sacral chakra, if we have no willpower, which is the solar plexus, if we are in grief, what is going to come out of our throat chakra? Remember what I said? They control us by our chakras. Let me say that again. If we are living in fear, which is the root chakra, if we are emotional, which is the sacral chakra, if we have no willpower because of addictions, which are the solar plexus, if we are in grief because we haven't been taught, because we're in grief because obviously we ain't been taught what death is, which is the heart chakra, what's coming out of our mouth from the throat chakra? Say no more. Do you get what I'm getting at? Let's go up now, because I said they are controlling us via our chakras. So if we are in fear, if we are emotional, if we are addicted, yeah, if we are in grief, if we can't communicate because of everything that come before the chakras, yeah, then what are we going to see from our third eye? What's our third eye going to look like if we're in fear, if we're emotional, if we're addicted, if we're in grief and we can't communicate? Our third eye, we're going to be delusional. We're not going to be able to see through the veil. We're not going to be able to see the truth. We're going to be delusional. Remember what I said? They're controlling us via our chakras. So listen again. We're in fear, the root chakra. We're emotional, sacral chakra. We're addicted, so we have no willpower, solar plexus. Heart, we're in grief because they didn't teach us about death. What's going to come out of the throat because of what we've been taught before? The third eye, delusional. So then what's the crown chakra going to be like then? Christianity, Muslim, religion, not universe. We're not going to get the all truth. We're going to get the truth that they've given us. And because we're so delusional, because of the third eye, because we can't communicate because of the throat, because we're in grief because of the heart, because we're addicted, the solar plexus, emotional, sacral chakra, we're in fear because of the root, we're going to believe all the bullshit that's getting taught. They are controlling us via our chakras. This is what I'm trying to say. So, my people, yeah, my introduction. We must die before our death.